I get it. There's a quiet fight going on inside you that nobody else sees. It's that tension between who you are right now and who you know, deep down, you're supposed to be. And some days, that gap feels exhausting. You wake up already tired, already frustrated, already wondering if this is just how life is going to be. But here's the truth. Most people avoid. You're going to suffer either way. You can suffer through discipline, or you can suffer through regret. And only one of those pains actually builds a life you can respect. You know what's crazy? A lot of people are still waiting for someone to show up and save them. They're hoping for the perfect moment, the right connection, a lucky break, but nobody's coming. No cavalry, no rescue team. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to free you. Because once you stop waiting, you realize this whole thing has always been on you. Your life looks the way it does because of the decisions you be and making, the thoughts you keep replaying, and the standards you've been willing to accept. And yeah, that can be uncomfortable to admit, but it's also powerful. Here's the part nobody tells you. Real change usually starts with isolation. Not the lonely or pale-skinned, but intentional isolation. The kind where you pull back from distractions, noise, and people who don't align with where you're trying to go. Not forever, just long enough to hear your own thoughts again. Long enough to reconnect with who you actually are beneath the habits, the excuses, and the expectations. That's where growth happens. That's where the next version of you starts to form. There comes a moment in life where you realize you can't keep doing everything for everyone. You can't keep chasing comfort and calling it peace. You lock in. You focus. You start understanding that what you do today is shaping what your future looks like. Those early mornings when you don't feel ready. Those late nights when you're exhausted but you keep going anyway. Those days when motivation is nowhere to be found, but you still show up. That's not punishment. That's the dream. The dream was never the destination. It was always the journey of becoming someone you're proud of. And this might surprise you, but when you stop obsessing over outcomes and start committing to the process, something interesting happens. You don't just achieve the goals you imagined. Something better shows up. You grow into someone capable of handling more than you ever planned for. That's why what you say to yourself matters so much. The words running through your head all day are shaping who you become. When you take responsibility for your thoughts, when you stop talking yourself out of your own potential, your entire direction shifts. A lot of people think happiness lies somewhere in the future. They tell themselves they'll be happy when they graduate, when they get the job, when they make more money, when life finally slows down. But happiness tied to time and outcomes keeps moving the finish line. Real happiness comes from the daily pursuit of your potential. Consistent effort, persistent action, no quitting when it gets boring or uncomfortable. That pursuit, right there, is where fulfillment lives. Most people get stuck here. They underestimate consistency, but consistency changes how you see yourself. It raises your awareness. It teaches lessons you can't learn any other way. When you show up every day, even imperfectly, you start realizing what you're capable of. And eventually, there's this tension that builds. The gap between where you are and where you know you could be becomes too loud to ignore. That tension has power. It pulls you forward. You start chasing the version of yourself you haven't met yet. The one you were meant to become. The comfortable road feels safe, but it never leads to growth. Comfort doesn't introduce you to your potential. Discomfort does, and that doesn't mean you need some grand vision that changes the world. Not everyone has that, and that's okay. Sometimes, your vision comes from believing in someone else's, or committing to a direction that feels meaningful right now. What matters is that you're moving towards something, instead of running from everything. And listen, not everyone is going to understand your dreams. Some people will laugh. Others will try to talk you out of it. That usually says more about them than it does about you. People without dreams often become dream killers. So don't shrink your vision to fit someone else's comfort level. Keep dreaming. Keep going. At the core of all of this is something simple but powerful. Everything you experience in life is happening from within. Your reactions, your emotions, your perspective. When things feel out of control, the first step isn't forcing outcomes. It's finding balance. From that balance, you build. You stop looking outside yourself to fill every need, and start learning how to stand on your own. not perfectly. Who's honestly, the world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs you. The real you. The one trying, stumbling, learning. There will be days when you feel completely underwater, and that's okay. Those days don't define you. They don't mean you're failing. They're part of the process. Growth doesn't come from never struggling. It comes from not quitting when you do. Your mind will try to stop you. It'll tell you to quit, to stay comfortable, to avoid the hard thing. But you're in control of your mind, not the other way around. You can reprogram it. You can remind yourself that just because something is hard doesn't mean it's wrong. You can face the things you've been avoiding and grow stronger because of it. Here's where everything changes. Most people stay stuck in familiar discomfort. Jobs they hate. Habits that drain them. Relationships that don't serve them. Not because it's comfortable, but because it's familiar. Growth requires stepping into unfamiliar territory. That's where greatness lives. And greatness isn't destiny. It's a choice you make daily. Negative emotions aren't enemies. Shame, anger, frustration, guilt. They're signals. They're asking you to look at something, to fix something, to grow. When you work on what you're ashamed of, when you face what you've been avoiding, life starts improving in ways you didn't expect. You don't have to be extraordinary overnight. You just have to stop breaking promises to yourself. Small promises kept daily build confidence. And confidence is just your reputation with yourself. Discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Ask yourself this: what would tomorrow's version of you thank you for doing today? Life isn't fair. Bad things happen to good people. That's reality. But you still get to choose how you respond. You can react, or you can participate in change. Change is happening either way. The question is whether you're involved or just watching it pass by. So hear me on this. You have more control than you think, more strength than you give yourself credit for, and more potential than you've been willing to admit. Stop waiting. Stop shrinking. Start choosing discipline over regret. If this message hit you, comment iron below. This channel isn't for everyone, only for those who choose discipline over comfort. Subscribe if you re one of Tim. I'll see you at the top.